this video, I'm going to go through a lot of buffs that you can use for attacks. I'm going to focus on mounted buffs in order to help with monster attacks, but same places that you can look for additional buffs to help with any type of troop type. So let's go into my city first. I have sent out an email about different places where you can find these buffs, but in case you need a visual, so we'll start with pasture first. So with my mounted march, Roland is my lead, and so I have the Fafnir dragon attached to Roland. And so that dragon, I've been building him up. He has some power. We have some refining attributes. I probably should do some more refining. And then the general attribute boost, that is because of the amount that I have fed him. And then that little purple shield, you can see that I have his talents. And these aren't his talents, I can't remember what these are. Oh, the skills. His skills have been built up to level 7, 6, whatever Roman numerals are. And then the talent. So the talents, I have his levels up. There we go. Marching mounted troop attack. So you can see a percentage there. I do not have dragon wings updated yet. Okay, so there is our dragon with all the dragon's extra buffs. So art hall, art treasure for mounted troops. That is in Excalibur. We have some additional buffs there. Okay. All those different art hall things have different buffs with them. Let's see. Wonder has some buffs in the civilization treasure. But I can't remember. Oh, yes. Here we go. King Tut's dagger will give you some troop attacks on monsters. It also helps with march speed. I usually have that activated. So let's see. Another place, obviously the academy. Military, advanced military, regular military has some buffs. Military advanced has a lot of buffs as well. So there we go. Fearless. That's mounted troop attack. I have it maxed on here, and I'm still working on the advanced fearless down here. So you can see additional percentages on the buffs. Let's see. In my keep, Ram is on. With the champion for mounted buffs. So you can look through the champion skills. You can see what you get from the champion skills. Most of the champions are to help with defense when you're doing PvP. But Esmeralda here, her champion skill, she has the flamenco dance, which increases buffs with the troop attacks on monsters. So I'm working on her right now to get those buffs up. Let's see, other things. I'm just looking through these real fast. In our stables, we have the duty officer. And the duty officer here, I have Oleg. So you can see, well, he helps with training capacity. But let's look him up if we can. I have to go to my generals anyway. We'll go here, favorites. He is not, that's development. Where's duty? Here we go. Oleg. So Oleg increases mounted troop attack and blah, blah, blah when he is the stables officer. So you can see he adds additional buffs as well. Obviously our monarch gear. I have the monarch gear on mounted troops to help with those. And let's see, I can't remember if talent has anything in there. Talent, archer, maybe not, I don't know. Read through there, but that is another place where you can find some buffs for staff. So that leaves us with looking at our general. So like what I said, I use Roland. So I have gear on there, a mix of Dragon and Aries. I've updated all the Aries that I can do. And with your gear, it's very important that you increase the stars and refine. And when you refine, you want to get to all gold percentages of things that that you want. And in order to keep the gold ones on there, when you refine, you have to, well, let's cancel because it would have replaced it. You have to lock all of them. And then you can only refine using gems when you do that, but at least you're keeping those refinements that you want. So I've done that with most of my gear. Let's see, I've ascended Roland, so I have all of those additional skill buffs. I have my skill books, which of course Evitz has made a video about skill books, and I'm still working on his specialties. So we have our specialties over here that also add 2 buffs. So you can see I had the dragon on there, and cultivation. So cultivating is really good too. So it's pretty much thought that 500 is the max amount that you can get to add to the cultivation. So you can see a couple amounts there that are yellow. So we're pretty much there at the max amount. And the other ones are pretty close. But you can see that as you cultivate, it's going to increase all these percentages as well. So like troop attack percentage, that's 227% of the troop attack. So that is a huge help. And I read online that when you get to about plus 300 in your cultivation, that you can't do gold anymore. You pretty much have to do gems in order to cultivate over 300. So I've really liked the cultivate times 100 with some of the generals. But as you can tell, when it gets really high and near that max of 500, or what's thought to be the max, you can see it costs a lot of gems to cultivate 100 times. But definitely worth it, because as you can see, cultivation adds a lot to all of those skills right there. And of course I showed you the skill book, the main skill book, and how I have him awakened, which means I have him ascended fully. Of course that is in the enhance area, but since he's awakened, I can't enhance him anymore. So right now what I can do is I need to finish off with the specialties. I need to keep working on that dragon. I do have some more refinement that needs to be done on the armor for Roland. And maybe someday I'll meet the requirements to do more Aries upgrades to my dragon gear. But I'm also working on towards getting civilization gear instead of my dragon and Aries gear. So you can see this one is Aries. All those red looking ones are Aries. The gold looking ones are dragon gear. Okay, so hopefully that helps you find different places where you can find additional buffs to activate for your troops. And of course, what I didn't mention as well is if you go into your keep to the city buff, you can activate buffs in here as well. March size capacity, that will help. All troops attack, all troops defense, all troops HP. I will usually use those. And a couple times I have used like Ace Hunter and Wildlife Expert, but I don't have many of those, so I don't really use them. And something else that I do with Monarch gear, sometimes I'll switch to, well, it is on March size capacity right now. Usually it's on March speed, but yeah, March size capacity. And with Roland, normally if it's not a tough monster, I have him with Nathaniel Green, because that will save me some stamina. But if it is a tough monster, then I will add in Ethelfled. because she has a pretty nice extra troop attack buff there of 55% on monsters. Okay, I think that pretty much covers it. As I said, I'm going to look back around. I think the only other place that I can think of is actually in our Alliance Science. That should be here somewhere where we can keep donating. And there we go, mounted troop attack. We're on level 6 right now, so you can see that adds some percentage. Yep, so make sure you're donating to Alliance Science because that is something that will help us all.